I get so many questions about this simple emoji trick on Ancestry.com and MyHeritage.com. This goes in your ancestor profiles. That I thought I would do a quick little video just about the emojis and my favorite emojis that I use for genealogy. Now, this is a trick that will not work on Family Search or Find My Past. Before we jump into it, let me introduce myself. My name is Connie Knox. I am a lifelong genealogist here to help you go further, faster, and factually with your family history research. Now, there is a right way and a wrong way to use emojis, so I'm going to be demonstrating this on Ancestry.com, but I have tested it on MyHeritage, and it works there too. There is a handout for this episode. If you would like to join the channel membership, you'll need the information access level in order to get the handout. If you're new to the channel membership, you can find all the handouts by scrolling down the blog posts on the community tab and look for the word handout. All right, let's jump to it. I'm super excited to tell you about this. This emoji trick is so much fun. And as you can see here, this screen is loaded with emojis, and it helps you visualize in the family tree. But there are some good points and bad points to it. Here I am doing this on Ancestry. You can also do this on MyHeritage. You cannot do it on Family Search or on Find My Past. So how this works is the emojis go in the suffix field. You cannot put emojis anywhere else except in the suffix field. I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is just a dummy tree. This is not a real tree. I call this my demo tree. I use this for demonstration purposes. Now, a couple things I want to point out. In this top section up here, I am demonstrating how you could use this like with green check marks to show that these people are verified. You have done reasonably exhaustive research and that these people are in fact connected to the other people around them. For example, Mary Dodson is related to Robert Davis. Okay, so that's just one way to show it. Now, I'm using up here a red X to show that, hey, I've hit a stopping point. This is kind of a brick wall, and that I have not finished the reasonably exhaustive research. Now, remember, reasonably exhaustive research is the first step in the genealogical proof standards. So this is, again, totally fake. Now, you can actually add a couple different emojis, as you see here, and I'm kind of setting 4 standards for emojis, and the 4 standards that I am setting that I suggest people use are the green check mark saying this is reasonably exhaustive research is completed. I am verifying that this person is actually there. And you could use Ancestry's tree tags, by the way, to say verified, unverified, and a lot of other things. However, you can't see, at this time anyway, you cannot see those tree tags in the family tree view. So the other standard I'm talking about is the memo. And the memo is kind of a heads up to everybody because my tree is public. Let's pretend this is public. This is actually not public. But let's pretend that my personal tree is public and I've put a memo on there. And that's kind of like a heads up to the world to read the public comments. Now, there's a lot of emojis you can use. I do like the warning symbol. That's the other standard that I'm creating. And the warning symbol is basically saying to the world, heads up, this person is a hypothesis. I am playing with the algorithms and the hint features to see if I can find some more data. See the little hint leaf? To see if I can find more data about this person. So I'm plugging this person in, but I am not saying that this is the truth. Don't download this person and think it's the gospel because it's just an experiment, okay? So the warning symbol is warning, warning, don't copy this to your tree. I'm just experimenting. Okay, so those are the 4 that I'm saying are kind of a standard, okay? That is the green check mark, the red X, the memo, and the warning. Now, you can do whatever you want with these emojis. Here's a bunch of other examples. You could use blue hearts to identify, say, the Smith line, and you could use orange diamonds to say the bets line and so on. So that's kind of a brief overview of how it looks in the tree, and it really does kind of help jump out at you. Now in my personal tree, I only am currently using the warning symbol. I don't use all of these, but a lot of people have asked a lot of questions about these emojis and they absolutely love them. So let me show you how they work. So the first thing you need to do is be in the profile view. Okay, so here I'm in this hypothesis person, actually a fake person that I called Harriet Jones. And she has the check mark and the memo. And again, the check mark means that I have verified this person. And if I were smart, I'd also be using the tree tags, which is created by Ancestry, and say that this person is verified. I could also say I'm actively researching this person. But when we do that, back in the tree view, the tree tags don't show here, but the emojis do. The only way you can see the tree tags is if you drop down here, and then you can see the tree tags. But a visitor coming to your tree will not see those verified or adopted or whatever the tree tag says, but the emojis do. And so by setting a few what seems common sense emojis on there, a visitor could easily see. Now keep in mind, this tree is really for you as well, so design it for your use and what is going to work for you. So if using one color of emojis all the way through one line, so that when you're really deep into your tree you know where that line came from, might be helpful. But let's talk about how we're going to do these emojis now. Okay, so here's what we do. If we go into Stephen Smith, for example, we can add the emoji by clicking on name and gender and then edit, and then the emoji goes into the suffix field right here. Okay, so before we do that though, we need to go get an emoji, and how you do that, I get them at emojipedia.org. And while you're at Emojipedia, you can search for just about anything. Now, there's not everything in the world out there, but if we go and we search for a red circle, for example, and we hit the little search button, then we can come up with this red circle and click on the red circle, and then you say copy. And now it's copied to the desktop. We go back over to our profile of our ancestor. We click on that name and gender. We click edit, and we can put Control V to paste, or Command V if you're on a Mac, and we can paste it in there, or you could right click and you could hit paste. Then we hit save and close, and now that emoji's there. Now I've never really tried to see how many emojis you could fit in there, but also know that emojis are limited in the number of colors. The hearts seem to be the ones that I find that have the most colors to them. Design this process with your workflow in mind. There's one more little caveat that I wanted to tell you about, and that is if you have a long name, a very long name, the emojis won't show. Here's an example. This looks really goofy because I have labeled it as this is a super long name, Walls. Okay, let me open that up and show you. This is a super long name, Walls. It has a green emoji on it, but when you go back to the tree view, the emoji doesn't show because the name is so long. So if you have a really long name, you might find that the emoji's not showing in the tree view. So I've created a handout with a lot of the emojis that are easily available. You can copy and paste right off of the handout, or you can click through to some of the links to go to some of the common ones. But really, if you really just want to explore what is available, you can go to emojipedia.org, and there's some popular ones here. There's smiley faces, there's all kinds of things. But if you're trying to do this with the idea that other people are going to be able to see your tree, then you might consider making it as logical as possible. Again, I've come up with 4 standards that I think would be logical for everybody to use. That is the warning sign, meaning it's unverified. That an X, which means it's a brick wall. The memo, which means heads up, read the comments. And the checkbox, the green check mark, meaning that this is a verified person and reasonably exhaustive research has been completed. If you want the handout for this episode and all of the episodes that have handouts, You can get to it by clicking the join button and choose the information access level, channel membership, and then go to the community tab and scroll through the blog posts because you'll have access then. All right, there are more videos on the screen for your binge watching pleasure. So bye for now. We'll catch you next time.